Modern Horizons previews are coming at us left, right, and center, and the set's completely absurd. Staples everywhere, powerful cards galore, so much to talk about. In case you missed our last video on Modern Horizons, including our exclusive preview card, you can check that out by clicking the link on the screen now. Without further ado, we have cards to look at. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, remember to hit that like button, helps out a lot. Mox Tantalite is an artifact with suspend 3 for 0 mana. You can tap it to add 1 mana of any color. Well, hello there, new Mox for Commander. I know a lot of you want to talk about this card's playability in Modern, but I really don't think it's going to break the format or anything. Waiting for suspend 3 will be grueling for a benefit like this. Sure, you get fixing and the mana doesn't go away like Lotus Bloom, but by the time you get there, I just don't see it being that impactful. Now, if we're talking Commander, this card's amazing. Suspend 3 is totally fine in that format, and it universally fixes for you basically everything you want in the format. I think it's made for Commander, if I'm being honest, and that's perfectly fine. We already have a broken Mox in Modern anyways, we don't need another. King of the Pride is 3 mana for a 2/1 cat. Other cats you control get +2/+1. Well, hottest dang. This is not a card I thought I'd see in the set. King of the Pride has a lot more going on than meets the eye. Obviously, we're all thinking Commander because cats in Commander is a pretty good tribal deck, and this would be super fun there, but also, this could have some chops in Modern. While Nakatl and Lone Lion are both cats, maybe a cat zoo deck. Kasali Pride Mage and Leonin Arbiter are decent cats in the format. Maybe some aggro, death and catnip strategy or something. Regardless, King of the Pride is really cool, the art's gorgeous, the flavor text makes me want to cry, and just, yeah, it's a perfect card. Winds of Abandon is 2 mana for a sorcery with an overload cost of 6. Exile target creature you don't control. For each creature exiled this way, its controller searches their library for a basic land card. Those players put those cards onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle their libraries. Winds of Abandon is like a mass path to exile, and that is so cool. The design is downright genius, giving players flexibility they didn't have with regular path. As far as Modern is concerned, the decks that want more path to exile might end up using a few of these as 5th or 6th copies, which makes it at least pseudo-playable there. As for Commander, I mean, this has group hug written all over it. You don't get to ramp yourself, but an exiling board wipe isn't so bad for 6 mana. Kaneo's players might find themselves drawn to this at the very least. It's an interesting card all around. Bizarre Trade Mage is 3 mana for a 3/4 human wizard with flying. When it enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards, then discard 3 cards. So what we're looking at here is the fixed version of Bazaar of Baghdad, and honestly, it's pretty good. 3 mana for a 3/4 flyer with 2 relevant creature types isn't half bad, but that card filter ability can be really nice in the right deck. At first glance, you are technically net losing 1 card, but if you have a graveyard-based deck, literally anything that synergizes with discard, flashback, stuff like that, this card does have serious value. If it gets played in Modern, it'll probably be a Dredgevine style list, basically used as a beefy blue cathartic reunion. It's actually quite nice. Plague Engineer is 3 mana for a 2/2 carrier with Death Touch. Carrier creature type, such a throwback, love it. As the engineer enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures of the chosen type your opponents control get -1/-1. Well, hello there, Engineered Plague. Missed you a heck of a lot. I was wondering who engineered you, guess we found out. Plague Engineer is a real kick in the teeth for any deck that even slightly approaches tribal. Slivers, humans, merfolk, elves, goblins. Plague Engineer is bringing the enchantment's power and oppression to Modern. It's a nice card. Sling Gang Lieutenant is 4 mana for a 1/1 goblin. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. You can sacrifice a goblin and target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Yes, yes! We've needed black goblins back for so long, and this is the perfect place to do it. Sling Gang Lieutenant represents a long-lost color allegiance of goblins to black. We've seen so much mono red in the Goblin Commander world, but if we start seeing more black goblins pop up, hopefully in this set, we'll see the return of powerful Rakdos Goblin commanders like War, Boggart Auntie, or even Grenzo Dungeon Warden. Either way, black goblins add a lot of deck building versatility for tribal goblin players in Commander. If we can get a few pushed black goblins, maybe even Modern as well, now that'd be awesome. Hexdrinker is 1 green mana for a 2/1 snake with a level up cost of 1 mana. You can level it up anytime you could cast a sorcery. At levels 3 through 7, it becomes a 4/4 with protection from instants. At level 8, it becomes a 6/6 with protection from everything. So basically, this snake gorges itself on curses and spells and magic, and then eventually becomes progenitus. I'm cool with that, that's hilarious. Hexdrinker is a cheap card with an easy mechanic to abuse and an early payoff if you invest in it. What a design! insane. Personally, I'd stick this straight into something with Proliferate. Probably in Commander and probably Hapatra or Atraxa or Voral. Those decks can make quick work of the level up process, turning this little snake into a behemoth. The mana investment may be too risky for a format like Modern, so I think our little friend will be much safer in Commander. Unbound Flourishing is 3 mana for an enchantment. Whenever you cast a permanent spell with a mana cost that contains X, double the value of X. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell or activate an ability, if that spell's mana cost or that ability's activation cost contains X, copy that spell or ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. Okay, sure, I didn't know that X was going to be a supported theme, so you double X in the casting cost and you copy spells and abilities with X in them? Okay, sure, great. Let's play a game. I'm going to show you some cards that benefit from this, and you tell me if it's broken or not. Apocalypse Hydra, Gelatinous Genesis, nice sorcery. Genesis Hydra, Genesis Wave, a spell. Comet Storm, a spell. Banefire, Hangerback Walker, Walking Ballista, Helix Pinnacle. Look, you get what I'm saying. Unbound Flourishing is like the doubling season of X spells and abilities. This card is outrageous. Rasheen Meanderer has purpose again. Hydras are everywhere. Walking Ballista owns Magic the Gathering now. Just this card's insane. Totally nutso crazy pants insane. Because everyone in the world hates me, Cloud Shredder Sliver is 1 red and 1 white for a 1/1 Sliver. Sliver creatures you control have flying and haste. Great. You know what we needed Slivers to do? Give 2 keywords instead of 1. Yeah, we should totally make more of those. You know what? Do any of you still play Pokemon or like Yu-Gi-Oh? I'm looking to switch games. Aren't any Slivers over there. Just, why? Fallen Shinobi is 3 of anything, 1 blue and 1 black for a 5/4 zombie ninja with ninjutsu. Wait a second, zombie ninja? Zombie ninja? Zombie with a hidden leaf headband? Or like one of the dead from Game of Thrones with a Sharingan? No, Wedge, calm down, you're about to give away that you're a giant weeb. Anyways, it has ninjutsu for 2 of anything, 1 blue and 1 black. Whenever undead Naruto deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top 2 cards of their library. Until end of turn, you may play those cards without paying their mana costs. Well, good golly gosh, Orochimaru, ninjutsu is a sneaky ability, allowing you to swap the ninja in for an unblocked attacker, suddenly granting you serious value, in this case, free cards from your opponent's deck. Zombie ninja, Anyways, this card is made for a commander, but it's greedy as heck, giving you 2 cards that's so good. Yuriko the Tiger's Shadow is gonna have a new friend, and yes, now that ninjas are a draft archetype, you can bet there's gonna be a beefy new Yuriko commander deck coming your way when the smoke clears. Wrenn 6 is 1 red and 1 green mana for a 3 loyalty legendary planeswalker. You can +1 and return up to 1 target land card from your graveyard to your hand. You can -1 and Wrenn 6 deals 1 damage to any target. You can also -7 and you get an emblem with. Instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard have Retrace. For those who need a reminder, Retrace means you can cast the card from your graveyard by paying its mana cost and discarding a land card. Okay, I'm gonna say this as clearly as possible. As far as 2 mana walkers go, this is by far the best we've ever seen. I mean, look at what we've had in the past in the 2 mana walker slot. There's a lot to go through, but I'm very confident in saying that this is the best 2 mana walker we've ever seen. What a bonkers card. This is a house in Valakut in Modern, letting you recapture your lost or sacrificed lands. And then in Commander, Lord Winggrace? This is quite strong for 2 mana. At worst, it's 2 mana to absorb some damage or a removal spell, and you get a point of damage yourself out of it or a land you need back. Doesn't even have to be a basic land, just any land. How good is that? Think about it. We jumped through so many hoops to get Wasteland back, or Strip Mine, or Ghost Quarter, or Fetches, you get my point. But Wrenn 6, this card does it by going up. It goes up! For 2 mana, you get the land recursion you've always wanted. No kidding, this is a mythic rare. Probably could have been 3 mana and I wouldn't have made a fuss. Excellent new card, and I'm a big fan of how this Planeswalker is clearly a villain from Final Fantasy. Might as well be Sephiroth if you like trees more. This set is called Modern Horizons, but I'm not sure it should be. Commander Horizon sounds much better. Today's previews have been mind-blowing as far as Commander's concerned. We do have some awesome cards for Modern that might make a splash, like Wrenn 6, Winds of Abandon, Bizarre Trade Mage, and more, but come on, we all know what's going on here. We have a new zombie ninja, a snake that eats magic, a powerful enchantment that exists solely to buff X spells to Kingdom Come, a new Cat Lord, a new Engineered Plague. I mean, there's so much to work with here. Look, whether you want this set for Modern or for Commander, I think we can all agree that the design is impeccable. I need to know what you're thinking about the set so far, so please, please, please leave me your thoughts below and we'll talk about it. And as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. This video is brought to you in part by TCGplayer.com. Modern Horizons booster boxes are pre-ordering on TCG Player right this second for $219 each. Considering how chock full of nonsense the set is, seems like a decent price to me. If you're thinking about giving this set a go and need to buy your boxes online, TCG Player is a great service, great prices, and by simply clicking the link on the screen, you help the channel out a bunch. If you don't have a local game store or yours is charging way too much, help the channel out. Get your boxes for a great price delivered right to your door on release, and give me a virtual hug. It's a win-win for everyone. Enjoy!